Hello, lovely listeners, and good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, everyone. What do you got for me today, Jill?
It's a Monday. We were chatting before this recording, and the topics were kind of big, kind of like lots of fear, making decisions that we want to make in our life, but we require completely new thinking, right? And how that triggers fear. I've had some few little headache things come back on me, which is unusual. I had like a lot of struggles in my life with headaches, and not many in recent time. And all of a sudden this thing came back, and I'm all like, oh my God, I think there's a part of me that kind of wants this. Like, who am I without this definition? And all these, they were just kind of deep topics. And I was like, whoa, Kim, it's Monday. Are we ready for this? And then I said to Kim, I want to introduce a controversial topic. And she has no idea what it is. So I said, can we just do record? And she was all in. And my controversial topic, Kim, is that we're here to have fun in life. We're here to enjoy life.
Yes.
We're here to be curious and to play. That's controversial.
And I'm like, wait, what? Huh? How is that controversial? But you are absolutely right, because people run from that.
Yes.
How do you play in a world that's loaded with construct. I just got pulled down a wormhole.
I love your question as you're getting pulled down your wormhole, because you asked, Kim, you are like amazing at asking questions. And that one of how do we play in this world? Just like took you and all of us like, wow, how do we play in this world? Because when you look around, I think you were using the word constructed.
Yeah.
Look around. There is a lot of things around us telling us to be fearful.
Yep.
Be afraid. Something's going to get you. If it's not something from the outside, it'll be you from the inside with your own health. And it's kind of hard to play and have fun with all that stuff going on.
It is.
But it shouldn't.
Like how do you define yourself if you've been known as, say, Jill your entire life, and all of a sudden somebody comes up to you and you're like, you know what, I know you went by Jill, and that has worked for you since then, but now we're gonna call you Jillian. I don't know why it makes me laugh, but I'm gonna call you Jillian now. And you're like, wait, what? And it goes against like these things that you have designed as your name. And now somebody's telling you to do it something different. Sometimes that change, or that, what do you want to call it? It's not anger, it's not frustration, it's kind of like what? It catches you off guard. And this is where sometimes our spirit guides, this is crazy, sometimes our spirit guides do things to you to make you like think things. It's not to make you frustrated, but it's to give you a different alternative, different option. And then how can you take that option, that oomph? It's not anger, it's not fear, but it gives you this like drive. Like, man, I didn't think about it that way. Or I didn't think about my name being Jillian. How does that make me feel? I'm not saying my name is Jillian. They're just like, we're going to call you that. And you're like, oh, okay. It gets you off. It's weird. This is a weird energy today, I'm telling you. It gets you to think a little bit differently. And that's kind of sometimes what we need to see an alternative option that you weren't seeing before, because we're so stuck on the name Jill that when I said, oh, I'm going to call you Jillian, it stirs things up for you to actually see different options that you've been asking for.
Yeah. We did an episode a while back about family members calling us a different name and identity. And this is a bit along those same lines, in that we identify so strongly with what we've been kind of programmed to be in this world, whether it's that identity, our name, our beliefs, whatever it is. But it really is controversial to say, you know what, we're here to play. We're here to be curious. We're here to enjoy. We're here. And we're not saying once you achieve something, you do those things. Like that we're told all the time. Like once you achieve financial freedom, you'll be able to do whatever you want. No, what we're saying is you can do what you want to be happy right now. That's the controversy.
Yep.
And why it's controversial is because try and sit around with a bunch of people that are having a conversation about, here's one, it's a year-end stuff coming up, and so there's a lot out there about health insurance and health insurance premiums. Sit around when there's a whole bunch of people talking about that one and start saying the topic of how we're here to play and enjoy life and see how it goes over. That's what I mean by controversial. Like people will sit and have that conversation around insurance or another topic along those lines for a long time. But you start talking about playing with life, asking questions, opening to new perspectives, willingness to see things differently, openness to receive a solution you've never thought about before. They're like, stop that woo-woo crap.
That's the play zone. Is when
play zone is not woo-woo. The play zone is life. That's where we're supposed to be.
Yep. Oh my goodness. So health insurance is an easy one to pick on. It really is. So if something like health insurance is creating frustration for you, or things aren't moving the way you want them to go, or your premiums are super high, all the deductible, you do not have to continue to consent to that. There's another playground that you could play inside of.
There are other playgrounds, yeah.
Oh, and so it's like, it can be playful starting to look for alternative options or different resources that might be out there. And it's amazing when you start getting like, it sounds really weird because I use the word playful. It's not like you're going to be running around with a sucker in your mouth and like, yay, oh, I'm on a swing. It's more like, okay, oh, that didn't work the way I wanted to. Okay, give me another option. Okay, I'm gonna take in this thought, this concept, and if you start judging something or you have a frustration, especially judgment, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Just say, okay, I'm judging this. I know I have a resistance to this. Show me another option then.
Yep.
This one doesn't feel right to me. Show me another option. That's the play zone.
Yep. I love that. As you were describing that, I saw kids like outdoors playing and coming across barriers, like they're out in a wooded area and they come across an area that they can't cross. They just look around for the next opportunity.
Yeah. There you go.
And then they go that new way and they don't have an expectation of where they're going to end up. Outside of that, they're going to play and eventually they want to, get out of the woods, if you will. But they're not attached to having to come out of the woods in a specific spot. And as we've come along here in growing up in American society and where we are here in North America, we get a lot of like, this is where you're supposed to be. This is the one way to do things. This is the thing that works. And we don't realize that we do have so many more choices. It's just that we have to, I think, be more involved in it. And that's a little bit new. We have a lot going on. So to be more involved in something is like, oh my. But it's totally worth it.
And to give yourself the freedom to allow a change, to give yourself a freedom to try something new. It's like if you've been doing something that just doesn't work, it's okay to try something new. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just the comparing and the contrasting too. I guess I'll throw that out there. Like, I've heard people with health insurance stuff, some of it's gotten so expensive, like people are working jobs that kind of are like really pull like the life out of them to pay for that premium.
Yeah.
And while you may have to do that initially, because that's where you are, which would be perfectly fine, but continue to to revisit and see if there's a different play zone that you can create where you don't have to be, say, in a job you don't, that like sucks your joy out of you. See if you can create something different. Kim and I totally know you can. We're not asking you to just like, challenge yourself so much where you're just like free falling and freaking yourself out. You create it however you want. If you need to do it incrementally, you do it that way. We talked with someone yesterday. Her specialty was to burn things down and just start over again, and it works for her. Yeah. There's different, not literally burning things down, but, metaphorically. But yeah, I love that, Kim. Play zone. There's play zones out there for us. Let's get into that playfulness of life. I don't think this one's going away. I don't think this is just a message for today either. I feel like this one's just coming up more and more.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta chill.
Good.
Yeah.
And thank you, Kim, thank you for playing, because I was like, how about we just record and I introduce a controversial topic, and she's like, I'm in, and I'm giggling inside because I'm like, it's basically about playing, and Kim's all ready to play. She doesn't even know what it is yet.
Years ago, I would have been like, oh, I gotta have all the details first before I'm jumping in. I still like the details, don't get me wrong. But sometimes when you have all the details before you actually make a decision, you don't have time to actually just feel the energy. And like, because your body, you're getting the information about it prior to actually knowing the concept or the title, the name, whatever it is. If somebody's like, hey, we should go do something, there's already the energy vibration that you're picking up on. Yeah, and that's the fun. I could feel like a playfulness right away. I'm like, yeah. If I feel hesitant, then I'm going to ask, well, what is it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you were totally all in.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have that resistance. Like you said, if there would have been resistance, you would have gone another direction. So life does want to play with us. It really does. The messages that we've been told today otherwise they're actually not truthful. We are to be here and enjoying what's happening here. Even with some of the challenges, like sitting down going, what is this? What is this? That's where it's controversial.
Yeah.
Play with the play zone. There we go.
I love it.
All right. Well,
thank you, Jill.
Yes. Thank you, Kim. Thanks for playing, everyone. Until next time.